All right, everybody. Good morning. Oh, we got a little frost or fog on the lens. Good morning from Black Mountain here in Kentucky. We were right at the point of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia, and we're riding Black Mountain this morning. We're doing a little impromptu machine maintenance before we even get them off the trailer. We were looking at my axles, and I got a broken boot clamp already because the monster boot clamps are tall instead of the flush like factory mounts, and the upper ball joint bolt knocked that boot off while I was putting it on the trailer. So I got a zip tie holding that on now, and we were looking at Steve's, and Steve's got a loose upper ball joint, so he's tightening that up. Then we're gonna go over here, get some permits, and hit some Black Mountain trails for you. I think today we're gonna try and hit some overlooks. We might go through the Lion's Den and drop out of that, because it's kind of that way towards the lookouts. And there was a trail called Cliffhanger. We've got like half a plan, don't really have a full plan, so stay tuned and see what we get into. Alright, we are heading out from the cabin. We're staying here at the Harlan County Campground at Black Mountain. It's on the north side, north trailhead, on the Kentucky side. Check them out. Guy was awesome. We're in cabin 4. At some point I'll probably do a little bit of a walk around. Nice cabin. It's got 2 bunk beds. It's got a full bathroom inside. He said they're just getting ready to do some mini splits in the cabins, and it's a nice setup. Super nice guy. We just went down to the office, talked to him, got our permits, and now we're getting all bundled up and we're going up the mountain. It is 34 right now here this morning. Sun's just coming out, so hopefully it warms up. It's supposed to be about 60 today, but that'll be by 3 o'clock, so be a little chilly for here for a minute. I think we're gonna start off by going see a overlook while the sun's coming up, and maybe a waterfall. Do a couple little warm-up trails here, and then later in this video you will likely see either Lion's Den or Cliffhanger or something like that. Like I said, I don't think we got a good plan, but we got a sort of plan, so we'll see what we run into. All right, catch you back here in a second. GoPro really doesn't do this justice, but this is a really pretty view. Not need this camera to start acting up. Alright, update on the monster axle situation. They don't love being up in the front. Their clamps sit, let's see if I can find a clamp that's not covered in grease. But I think I covered this a little bit on my install video. They've got a clamp that just sits about that much taller than the factory clamps. And well, you can see it, this one right here, it's not obviously the outer clamp, but this is the inner boot clamp. It sits the same height, and it's high enough just to catch the bolt on the bottom of the upper ball joint, and it rips the clamp off. So now they're self self grease expelling. They grease everything, so it's like that on both sides. We're probably a couple miles in, so there's not gonna be a whole lot of grease left in there after a while, which is unfortunate, because I was really hoping to test those out to the best of their ability, and I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. I mean, we're definitely going to test them, but at some point they're going to be mad that there's not a whole lot of grease left in there. And I've already tried to put zip ties on it, and I think I'm at the point where I'm just going to send them like that until they don't want to send anymore. Which way we're supposed to hit Cliffhanger at, and there's an overlook on the other end. So I'm thinking we're going the right way, but you guys will know here in a couple minutes. This is the old Railhouse building, I think is what it's called on my map. This is that building that everybody comes in and puts their tires on. Might have to do that. Still got the old railroad track in here. I'm assuming this is like a said railroad house. So I don't know if they used to store steam engines or cars or something in here. $1946 is what that says up there. It's pretty cool. Filming, not watching where I'm going. Oh, it's still got like the support bolts on this outside of the brick. Very cool. It's a beautiful little spot down here. They got all this kudzu vine that kind of grows out over everything. A couple of badass looking X3s sitting out here. The old railroad house. Let me get a couple pictures and then probably put my tires up on the wall. out here. Oh, this looks super sketchy. What is this?
That looks kind of scary.
This looks terrifying. Alright, I don't know how this looks on camera. I'm sure it looks flat. This is a big rock face right on top of a ridge that you could go down either side. All right, we're gonna look at this and talk about it and come back to you guys. All right, apparently Steve is just smarter than I am. I'm sitting here trying to talk myself into doing Cliffhanger, and he said, let's pass on this one. It's potentially doable. It's a big ledge, and you're really close to both sides, and if you don't make it, you're probably gonna roll. So as our first really hard obstacle of the weekend, I don't think this is gonna be it. We're gonna loop around. We're kind of close to Lion's Den. It would be real close if we made this trail. We would just go that way. But we're gonna loop around, do the rest of 38, get over to Lion's Den and see what that looks like. Alright, we are lining up here on the Lion's Den. We were gonna try and hit this a little earlier in the day. Worked out that we're here at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon starting it, so that is what it is. I think I'm gonna throw Steve the camera here in a minute, and I'm gonna give the Lion's Den a shot. So here we go. I'm gonna try and get through it, and then I think we're gonna get him through it. So yeah, this should be fun.
All right, here comes Eric up Lion's Den. Comes dropping in.
Do I want to be that way more, or you think I'm good?
I think you're good. Passenger tire's just about ready to lose ground. Driver's tire got a little bit to go. Straighten it up.
Try and get over that way.
Straighten it out.
Straight?
Yeah. There you go. It's ready to, just about ready to drop. chip off this rock here.
Whew. I was staring straight at the ground.
I saw
I
that.
was like, all